California's governor has filed an emergency motion to try to block the deployment of Marines and National Guard troops to the city of Los Angeles amid ongoing protests. Our North America correspondent Lauren Day is there for us again today. Lauren, good morning. It's calm there in the daylight, but things got pretty volatile last night though.
Oh, no worries. Sorry about that, no worries.
Yeah, James, once again, very different scenes during the day to what we're seeing after dark. We're here down at the Federal Building, which, as you can see, is being guarded by members of the National Guard, and there's a small but relatively vocal gathering behind us. They've been very peaceful protesting this morning. Quite different to the scenes that we saw last night. Apparently, it was a relatively quiet night and there were fewer clashes between police and protesters, but that's certainly not how it felt to us. We got caught up in an incident where we actually ended up getting tear gassed, which was an extremely unpleasant experience. It just absolutely burns your nose and your eyes and your throat and makes it feel really hard to breathe. And you can see why they use it as a crowd dispersal technique, because you just want to get out of there as soon as you can. Also, my colleague ended up getting shot by some kind of projectile, possibly a rubber bullet or one of those foam rounds that we've seen used a lot during these protests. Thankfully, he was wearing one of these Kevlar vests, so he was uninjured. But it's just a reminder that members of the media covering this are not immune from the chaos that it's overtaken the streets of LA. Now, the LA Mayor, Karen Bass, held a press conference a short time ago, and I asked her about another incident in which an Australian journalist, Channel 9's Lauren Tomasi, was shot with a rubber bullet earlier this week. Here's what she had to say.
Well, I mean, I think it's terrible. I think it sends a terrible message. As you said, the prime minister of the country had to respond. The president of Mexico has responded. Again, I know, but maybe I don't, that these countries look at this, and I don't think they thought there was some grand thing happening here that required ICE agents to come and disrupt workplaces or chase people through Home Depot parking lots.
Yeah, it's a pretty extraordinary time in the United States there, Lauren. And the political situation, of course, in reaction to all of this, is heating up now as well.
Why aren't you here? Why aren't you fighting?
Yeah, that's right. Apologies. This has become a regular feature of LA life. Sort of hoons, sirens, very difficult to hear. But as mentioned, the Governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has now filed this emergency motion to try to block the Trump administration's deployment of 700 active duty Marines. We understand that those Marines have now been deployed to LA, and that's on top of 4,000 members of the National Guard. That number doubled yesterday by Donald Trump, despite the fact that he said that things were under control here in LA. Now, Gavin Newsom has been almost at war with Donald Trump. They've been trading barbs, accusing each other. Gavin Newsom's been accusing Donald Trump of trying to incite civil war, and Donald Trump's been blaming Gavin Newsom for his handling of the situation. Now, as well as this rally here today, we're expecting an interfaith vigil later today calling for peace. That's certainly what leaders here are wanting, but we'll see if that's what they get.